What's going on, folks? And thank you for tuning in with me to another edition of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And, of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, folks, I want to thank you very much for tuning in with me. Before we get started on anything else, I want to remind everybody that this is episode number 635. Episode number 635 for all the folks that are keeping track of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. It is November 2nd, 2018. Just a few days away from the big-time 2018 midterm election. I know everybody out there is excited. I know I somewhat am and a little bit not. Either way, folks, I want to thank you for tuning in with me on this Baller Friday. And I want to say cheers to everybody out there who is celebrating Baller Friday today. Thank you for tuning in with me. Before we get started, I want to remind everybody to please spread this show around like wildfire, okay? I mean, go across the internet and throughout the world and let everybody you know. Let them all know that True Capitalist Radio is in effect and in the house. And we are live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Texas, United States time, right here on the official website of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And I love being independent now, even though the fucking Silicon Valley oligarchs are out here trying to prohibit me from sustaining the continuity of this broadcast. Go ahead and type this in your browser, add this to your bookmarks, add this to your favorites. The following, ghost.report, okay? That's the official website of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. Ghost.report is the official website. And let me tell you, if you've got some loser incel friends going on, if you've got these proverbial millennials and younger people that are claiming that they don't have a girlfriend because they're scared that they might get some kind of sexual harassment charge or rape charge against them, then I would strongly advise you to forward this link to them right now, because here in the next 30 minutes I'm going to discuss this epidemic that we're finding with young people, specifically young men that are afraid to have any kind of social interaction with women because they are afraid that they are going to get hit with some kind of a sexual harassment or sexual rape charge or something of that capacity. Now, I'm going to go ahead and let everybody know that we're going to talk about this here for the next 30 minutes, and I'm going to be a little critical, if you want my opinion, but at the same time, I'm going to try to tell you, gentlemen, once again, given the fact that this is a Baller Friday, I'm going to try to tell you, gentlemen, once again, how it's not that hard to find yourself a significant other out here. Now, if you happen to be in the LGBTQ community, I'm going to be completely honest with you, you're probably not going to find a monogamous partner. I mean, let's be honest, LGBTQ. I mean, I wish you were honest with yourselves, okay? You know as well as I that the reason that, you know, for the most part, maybe some of you are born this way. I was born this way, Ghost. I like it up the fucking pooper. All right, I like playing the flesh flute, okay? I like licking the pearl tongue. I like diving on the pink taco. I like it. I was born this way. Regardless, you have to know that you LGBTQers out there, the reason that you're conducting yourself in this activity is because you're a little carnal in your sexual relations. Now, once again, if you are going to let your sexual suggestion define you as a human being, what the hell does that say about you as a human being? I mean, if you want the first thing that everybody sees on you as your sexual persuasion, how you like to screw or fuck or whatever, if that's the first thing that you want people to know, then what kind of a person are you? I mean, in my opinion, you would want people to know whether you're a nice person or an honest person or a loyal person, etc. So, unfortunately, not because I'm discriminating, you damn fruit bowls, but the information that I'm going to convey here in the first 30 minutes is probably not going to pertain to you. I'm specifically talking to the incels, The people that aren't getting laid out here, the people that are bitching and moaning that they can't get a girlfriend because they're afraid that they're going to get some kind of sexual harassment charge or a rape charge. I want to talk to you gentlemen because I'm going to tell you right now on this Baller Friday, I'm going to say that's a cop-out. All right? I say it's a goddamn cop-out because I'm going to tell you why. First and foremost, okay, I can understand that the media is literally hyper-sensationalizing this concept of women hollering out rape, hollering out sexual harassment, and it is some kind of a big epidemic. And I can understand why gentlemen are a little bit, a little bit apprehensive, to say the least, when trying to go and finding female interaction. Now, I want to tell you all this, that there's a couple of constants when it comes to men that are victims of women suggesting that they were sexually harassed or raped by these gentlemen. I want to tell you something, okay? These are the two types of gentlemen that are fingered, for a lack of a better term, by women for false accusations of sexual harassment and rape. The two kinds of men, okay? Listen very carefully, take some notes, get a pad and a paper, you're going to learn something here. The first gentleman is the guy that's some hot piece of tail. Well, I guess he's not a piece of tail. I guess he'd be a piece of schlong or something for women. Whatever, he's some very attractive gentleman to most women. And some woman decided that, okay, I'm going to let this man penetrate me because he's so hot. I mean, he's got a body and he's got slick back hair. He flips a nickel, chews on a toothpick, and looks great in a leather jacket. I got to let him penetrate me, okay? And once the horizontal mambo happens with the fine gentleman with whatever chick he decides to lay, what ends up happening, folks, is that gentleman doesn't call them back the next day. That gentleman kind of just, used that sexual liaison as nothing more than an instance in time and did not want to have any more correspondence with the woman outside of the wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Now, obviously, women that fall under this category, they're going to feel very used, And a woman scorn, folks. A woman scorn. So, right off the bat, more times than not, this is when these women decide to get back at the man that they gave their punani to and didn't get a call by the man the next day. These are the individuals that usually get these types of these false charges, these false rape charges, false sexual harassment charges. These are these gentlemen. Okay, these are guys that are just, whatever. Women find them attractive. They're fucking Rico Suave. Whatever. Okay, women go up to them. They try to pull their balls out of their pants, the whole 9 yards. And then when they finally choose a woman and give her the horizontal mambo or take old One Eye to the optometrist and they don't get a call back from this Rico Suave, that's when these women are like, I'm going to make him pay. I'm going to make this guy pay. He thinks he's going to fuck me and leave me? Okay, that's the one kind of guy that is targeted by these women in these alleged, false allegations of rape and sexual harassment. The second kind of guy. Okay, let me tell you the second kind of guy. The second kind of guy is the kind of person that is a little bit abrupt in their attempt at trying to get correspondence with a female. Now, what do I mean by that? I'm talking about how most gentlemen, when approaching a woman, the first thing that they try to do is be very sexual or very touchy-feely, it's a very uncomfortable situation, okay? And sometimes, and I hate to, drop names, but the in real life streamer Burger Planet is probably one of the prime examples of this. He's a live streamer. He's a piece of crap. I don't suggest you look at his, 2-bit, in real life stream. But every time he's around some woman, he just consistently clings on to her. Even if he just... Look, the bad part about it is that once you talk to this idiot Burger Planet, if you're a female, he's never going to go away from you until you find another gentleman to tell him to get the hell away. And these are the types of gentlemen, folks, that get charged with sexual harassment and these types of things because they don't get it. You know, they don't get that, okay, this woman talked to me, now she wants me. That's not what it means, you dumb shits. And it's you morons that are kind of making the whole situation with the false allegations of sexual harassment that much more prominent. You are disgusting, and I hate to say this to you gentlemen, all right, a lot of you gentlemen that are pissed off that you don't have women is because I'm telling you, you all are disgusting, slovenly, probably don't take a bath, pop marks, you got goddamn Pop-Tart crust in your fingernails, you know, you probably eat pizza pockets for dinner every day. I mean, you are a slovenly human being, and you, for whatever reason, refuse to make yourself a little better. Okay? I mean, that's all you need to do. And I'm not trying to say monkey see, monkey do with these faggot millennials and whatever, you know, dyeing your hair blue and, you know, getting a cock ring or doing anything ridiculous like that. Just freshen up a little bit, for Christ's sake, man. Just freshen up. I mean, didn't I make this suggestion a couple of shows ago? I mean, if you don't know what the hell you're doing, if you're some dude that's like, Ghost, I don't know what I'm doing, man. I want to be cool. I just want to look presentable. I want to be able to be appealing to chicks. Clean yourself up, all right? Shave your face, cut your hair, comb your hair, all right? Take a look at the kind of threads you're wearing, the kind of clothes, the shoes. All right, if you don't know what to do, then I strongly advise you to go to a hairstylist. Make sure it's a decent one, not one of these, you know, little flea bags that rotate hairstylist owners like, you know, dirty, shitty underwear. And go up to one of these decent stylists and say, look, I want a male hairstylist, and try to make him, you know, try to scope him out. You know, try to get the faggiest one that you can. I'm not joking around when I'm saying this. Get the faggiest one that you can and tell them, look, I want you to just kind of make me over here. Can you make me over? Can you do something with this hair? I want women to be attracted to me. You know, I mean, what you know, what do you find attractive? You know, things of that. I'm not joking. What are you doing now? What are you doing now? Go to this fag hairstylist. He'll hook your hair up a little bit. You know, he'll probably suggest some threads, you know, and then, you know, once you do that, once you become presentable to women, that's when you have to be, another thing, you got to be independent, okay? Now, believe it or not, folks, I read an article on Bloomberg, it was on there today, you could still find it, calling the millennial generation the lost generation. Why? Because, folks, there are 500,000 millennial men right now that are out of the workforce, and many of those 500,000 millennial men that are out of the workforce haven't even gotten a job. They have no fucking job experience. They're in their fucking mid-30s, early 30s. They've got nothing. Now, what I'm suggesting to you is, folks, especially you young men out here, it's time for you all to be independent. Okay? Women are not going to find you attractive if you're living with mommy and daddy, all right? And I don't care even if you got like a little shitter 700 square foot efficiency. It's yours. You can take your chick to it. You can bang in it, and mommy's not going to be hearing it from the next fucking room down. All right? There's nothing sexy about you living with mommy and daddy. All right, that's another reason why you're probably not having any kind of female interaction, because where the hell are you going to take the woman? Where are you going to take her? Hey, you want to go over here? Look, I'm coming to my house, but just don't make too much noise. My mom and daddy are here, and, you know, I don't want them to, you know. Are you kidding me? And this is the problem with not only the millennial generation, but generations even after the millennials, okay? You all are sucking mommy's teeth so hard that you people need to realize that you need to go and find your own nest at this point, okay? Because not only will it win you self-respect, and it'll give you integrity, and it'll make your balls drop a little bit, you fucking dickless pricks, but it'll also win the respect of a woman. Why? Let's say you meet a woman somewhere, And, folks, you want to make sure that you meet them at a location where the intention of being at this location is to socially interact on a potential intimate level if necessary. All right, don't try to score, people at church and, doing weird, don't do this kind of stuff. I mean, listen, you find a chick at a bar, you find a chick at a restaurant bar or something, and you like her, you're like, hey, I really like you, and you have to know, you as a man got to be very judgmental of yourself. And you've got to know whether or not this woman digs you or she doesn't. And if she does, where are you going to take her? She's going to want you to take her to your place. And if your place is your mommy and daddy, then she ain't even going to want to go. She's going to be embarrassed. Because I'm telling you, folks, this is the problem. This is why we have so many young men that are alone at this point in time. They won't let go of their fucking parents, man. Good God. Ghost, but I love my mommy and daddy, and they're so great. Oh, yeah? Are they so fucking great? Are you sure? I mean, are you running some big fucking, business that's employing 500 people or some shit, and that requires you to be that close to the family? I doubt it. I mean, do you live in some fucking immaculate badass mansion that's got like a whole bunch of rooms and it's just, you could literally be on one side of the house and the parents on the other and no one gives a shit? I doubt it. What is keeping you young people, and especially you 30-something fucking millennials, with your shitty fucking parents? Your parents are doing you a disservice by allowing you to continue to live with them, for Christ's sake. They should have kicked you out years ago. And why? So that you can become a man, for Christ's sake. So you can bear responsibility for the shit that you need to do with your life. Now, why do I bring this up? Because that's what women dig. Women dig men that are in control of themselves, of their lives, and they have their own fucking world. Do you understand? And it doesn't matter how menial it is. It doesn't matter if you've got a 700 square foot efficiency apartment. It doesn't matter if you've got yourself some small used car. It's yours. It's yours, and women are going to respect that. They're going to be like, oh man, look at this guy. It's his world. Look at his world. I want to be a part of his world. Do you understand? I mean, that's what you need to do so that you can get women, you stupid, dumb, numb nuts. Oh, God. And look, I'm not drinking right now. As a matter of fact, I'm trying to stay hydrated. I'm trying to give myself some B vitamins. Well, what I found, folks, is that being an alcoholic, and look, I guess I could say I was an alcoholic. I drank every night, 12-pack, sometimes 15 beers. You throw about 3 or 4 shots in there. I think that's a pretty big consumption of alcohol, specifically for 10 years. But what I found is that alcohol eats away your B vitamins within your body. And if you take a look at all the B vitamins, B vitamin 3, B3, B6, B12, if you become B vitamin deficient, this is where, and I'm telling you this right now, folks, I'm not lying. This is where the panic attacks come from. This is where not being able to be in control of your vagus nerve comes from. Your nervous system becomes a little bit affected. Believe it or not, this is probably the cause of many panic attacks, anxiety attacks. I've been reading a lot about this, folks. All right? So I've been trying to consume as much vitamin B as possible. And let me tell you, it's been working. It's been working. All right? Now, I'm going to be honest with you. On Wednesday, I ended the show kind of abrupt. And I just wanted to say I didn't have alcohol, and it, withdrawing from alcohol is a son of a bitch. That's all I got to say. Anyway, I'm drinking some fucking one of these sports drinks that's got all the vitamin B's in it. And cheers, and happy Baller Friday. Now, why am I getting on these incels and these young men that aren't with any kind of significant other? Because that's what's supposed to define you as a man. And I'm not talking about the woman that you're with. I'm talking about you being an independent person. And this is the problem with the generations of the millennials and beyond, is that y'all don't want to take any kind of responsibility for the things that you do. And if you're not going to take responsibility for the things that you do, and you're going to leave all the responsibility with mommy or mommy and daddy, then why in the fucking blue hell would some chick take you serious? Remember, chicks want to be protected, man. Chicks want to be a part of something. They don't want to be in charge of anything. They don't want to be in charge of you. They don't want to be like, oh, here, I got you a nice little anime toy, honey. You like this? Yeah, look. Yeah, you got me an anime toy. Yay. And by the way, honey, I'm going to make your favorite spaghetti. Yay, spaghetti. Yay. Women aren't going to do that, you dumb fucks. All right? And I'm tired of you millennials, man, that are just wasting your life away in your mommy and daddy's sofa, your fucking mommy and daddy's house. You should all be ashamed of yourselves. You are wasting your lives, for Christ's sake, man. If you're going to waste your life doing something, why don't you read something, for Christ's sake? Why don't you do something productive instead of fucking getting your thumbs bruised on video games, waxing your carrot to fucking sexualized cartoons, or any of this cosplay, any of this I don't want to grow up horse shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you right now. You people that are out there that are young men, you need to get up off your ass, and I'm talking to you. Don't ignore me, you piece of shit. Get up and realize that, hey, I got to be a man. And once I'm a man for myself and I can be who I am, and it's my fucking world, it's my fucking house, it's my fucking car, then I can go out and say, hey, honey, hey, look, this is my world, baby. You want to be a part of it? And you're going to have women wanting to be a part of it, gentlemen. I'm not kidding. You will have women that want to be a part of it. Now, once again, you ungrateful incel faggots. You guys have to judge yourselves based upon how you look. A lot of you people are slovenly. You're disgusting. You don't know how to dress. You think that you put some hipster glasses on with your greasy-ass hair, that's going to be some kind of, turn on to some woman. No. You got to make a judgment call on how you look. And let's be honest. You know how the easiest way to do that? As a man, if you have women that just talk to you out of nowhere, and I'm not talking about them having to pick you up or them trying to give you a sign. Women purposely try to talk to men on purpose. If you're talking to some woman that you don't know and she initiated it, it's because she wanted to talk to you. Now, if you have this kind of a problem, then this is what you need to do. Judge the type of women that are coming up to you trying to have random conversation. Are they fatties? Are they uglies? What do you got? Are they, a range from 1 to 10? Are they a 4? Are they an 8? You understand? If you've got 8s coming up to you, then, you're either... You shouldn't even be here. You should be at the bar right now, first of all. And secondly, if you're not used to getting 8s and then get an 8, you should be asking yourself a couple of questions like, what's the catch? How much is really what you should be... Anyway, look, you got to be honest with yourself, all right? One of the guys that used to be a part of the inner circle, who unfortunately left because, a bunch of dramatic millennial faggots, Sardine. Let's call him Sardine. Now, Sardine wasn't a bad-looking guy. I mean, he was actually, pretty ripped. He was pretty, he had a weather-beaten face. You could tell he's been, he's a military guy. So, he was a decent guy. I wouldn't call him, whatever the, I don't know, is Brad Pitt now? I don't even think Brad Pitt's the guy. Who's the guy right now? I don't even know who the guy is. I don't even know who the guy. Anyway. He's not the guy, all right? But the guy does have, a body. And, he knew where he got in. Now, this guy, Sardine, whenever he would kick it in the inner circle, he would actually have a different story about how he was banging this chick and he was banging that chick. And, he was one of those guys that like to show off and like to be like, hey, I got this broad at the bar, and I decided to go out there and tell her to go, let's go to the fucking motel, and I showed her my schlong, and she's like, I got half the hotel, and I'm like, okay, and he had all these stories, all these stories. Now, why did Sardine, why was he able to get so many women? Okay, why was he able to get so many women? Because Sardine would go after 4s, maybe 5s, okay? Sometimes 3s, okay? Well, 3.5s, all right? But 4s and 5s, he would go right up to, and he knew that by going up to these 4s and 5s, that these 4s and 5s are more likely to want to, partake in a sexual soiree in a few hours after meeting. Do you understand? And that's what I'm trying to tell you, gentlemen. All right? I mean, Sardine, he had a great time. He always had broads around because he was going after 4s and 5s. He wasn't going after 8s and 9s. He wasn't trying to, bite off more than he can chew, for Christ's sake. He saw 4 or 5 there and be like, hey, saw you across the bar and I was looking at you and see you here alone and how about what are you drinking there? And I'm serious. And, that's one of the few things that I miss about Sardine. Because Sardine, he would actually give some of these fucking, kids in the inner circle, and when I say kids, I'm talking about 20-somethings, a little bit of confidence to be able to go out and get some goddamn, some poontang, for Christ's sake, man. So anyway, that's the point I'm trying to make to you, you incels and you gentlemen that are trying to claim that you can't get women because you're afraid you're going to get sexual harassment charge, you're going to get a rape charge. I'm telling you all information. And not to mention, one more thing. When you finally get to the point where you're actually talking to a woman, don't talk about yourself. All right? Women don't care about you unless they ask you a question about yourself. What you need to do, gentlemen, is just ask women questions so that they can continue to yap about themselves and yap about their fucking careers and their ambitions and their dreams and yap. And all you've got to do is look at them in their eye and be genuine when you say, wow, really? That's great. Wow. I mean, that's great. Yeah, wow. That's awesome. That's all you've got to do. Okay? Don't talk about your fucking self. Don't give away any of your hand unless this bitch is asking for it. Do you understand? Look, I'm going to be honest with you guys, okay? I've never had a problem getting females in my life. Ever. Look, I'm not just saying that. I'm not being a fucking poser. I'm not saying that because I'm behind the internet or some shit. I'm not kidding around. Never had a fucking problem. Never had a fucking problem. And look, I'm not some fucking great-looking guy. The difference was I was a man that looked like he was in charge, that a man that knew what he wanted. The confidence exuded off me like it ain't shit, and women like that. Women like a man that's walking around like he owns the fucking place. Do you understand? The confidence, and I'm not talking about false confidence. I'm not talking about arrogance either. You know where you get this type of confidence? When you take responsibility for your shit and you conquer your own obstacles in life. When you take responsibility for everything that you want and that you want to achieve and you achieve them. That's where you get that confidence. But by God, when you've got 500,000 millennial men in the United States out of the they're out of the market. They're out of the employment market. It was on Bloomberg today. 500,000 millennial-age men are out of the job market because they'd rather live at home with mommy and play video games and wax carrots to fucking cartoon women. Jesus Christ. And look, before I get off on anything else, it's a Baller Friday, so I'm not going to chastise just the men. I'm going to talk a little bit about you women as well, okay? Now, I want to be completely honest with you. I know women, it's very chic right now to be like, I am woman, hear me roar. I know it's real chic to be like, hey, look at me, I got a pussy hat on my head. Huh? This pussy grabs back, fucker, and all that crap. I'm going to tell you this right now. You are doing nothing but destroying yourselves, women. And once again, I would like for everybody, the video is on YouTube, both of them. There's already been 2 million woman marches. I would strongly advise you all to take a look at those videos of those million woman marches. And I want you all to take just a mere observation of the type of women that are hoarding themselves around out there at these stupid, dumb million woman marches. It's nothing but fatties and uglies, okay? Now, I want to be completely honest with you. You want to know why most of those women are out there? They're out there because they made bad decisions, and because they don't want to take responsibility for them, because they want to blame somebody else for the bad decisions that they made, that's why they're out there. That's why they're in the goddamn million woman march, for Christ's sake. A good case in point, and I was talking about this to the inner circle today, the good case in point was this stupid, dumb comedian broad named Lisa Lampanelli. Y'all remember that stupid, dumb broad? Lisa Lampanelli, believe it or not, back in like 2005, 2006, I guess was her prime. She was a blonde, plumpy little broad. All right, she had long blonde hair. She tried to put her makeup on, you know. She tried to look the best she can. She was, she was a fatty. But her comedy was based upon the fact that she was a fatty and that she loved black cocks because black cocks would come up to her and, and talk to her and actually give her some kind of affection and all this crap. She made a fucking whole comedic skit about black cocks. I'm not kidding around, okay? To be fair, Lisa Lampanelli was one of the few female comics, because female comics are not fucking funny, but she was one of the few that were at least half-ass funny, and I'm talking about during that era, from like 2006 to 2008, or whatever the hell it was. Well, you see, she's living what the broads that are there now at the Million Woman March, she was talking about what they were doing, because that's what happened to these broads. The broads at the Million Woman March are nothing more than the consequence of black guys coming up to these fatties and uglies whenever there's a bartender that says, "Last call!" And whenever last call is called, these black guys, and I'm telling you, I don't know if it still happens, but when I was going to bars, whenever you heard last call, all of a sudden the black guys are like, "Man, motherfucker, last call, man, I gotta go home with something, baby," you know what I'm saying? I gotta go home with something. I can't be, and they'll go up to anything. Black guys at last call will go up to anything, for Christ's sake. A bitch with a peg leg, a bitch with one eye, a bitch with no teeth, a bitch with back tits. I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, when it comes to last call, these goddamn black guys will go up to any of them. Okay, now, what are black guys doing? What black guys do is they go up to them, they're like, "Hey, what's up, baby?" You know what I'm saying? "Jay, you looking hot," you know what I'm saying? "You like a hot woman," you know what I mean? All that stupid jive shit, right? And of course, they're fatties and uglies, so they're like, "Oh my God, he's making me feel like a woman. I just feel I'm wanted. He wants me. Look at him. He just wants me. This black fucking jingaboo, he wants me." And then, lo and behold, these fatties and uglies take these black men to bed. And, of course, black men, they never use protection. I'm not just saying that to be stereotypical. Just look at the STD rates when it comes to black folk. I'm just saying. They never use any kind of protection. And as a result, they have some kid. That's why you have this epidemic of mulatto kids happening out here in the world. I'm not trying to be racist. I'm just being observational. Okay, that's why we have this epidemic of white women with mulatto kids. So it's an epidemic. You know it and I know it. It's such an epidemic now that these damn women are trying to prance their goddamn mulatto kids as them being some virtuous bitch or something. Like, look at me. I didn't fuck a white man, okay? I got a black man, okay? A person of color, okay? I've got jungle fever. I've got jungle fever. I mean, they're prancing it around like it's a fucking political statement, okay? Well, anyway, Most black guys, they'll stick around the fatty or ugly so long as the black guy doesn't have to work, doesn't have to do nothing. And, you know, let's be honest, what happens with most relationships of black man, white woman in that capacity? What happens? The black guy's like, baby, look, man, my credit gone, man. I have no credit, man, but I want this 78 Cadillac on dubs, you know what I'm saying? And it's like $15,000-$20,000, you know what I'm saying? I wanted you to see if you could sign on that motherfucker so I could be cruising around a motherfucker 78 Cadillac on dub, baby, you know what I'm saying? You know I love you, baby, you know what I'm saying? Come on, baby. And they do it! Okay? They do it, and then the black guy ends up going out in the town with a 78 Cadillac on dubs, gets himself a new skeezer, leaves this fatty or ugly with the mulatto kid, and $15,000-$20,000 in a secured debt, and then these broads are blaming the patriarchy because of that. I'm not joking! Then you got these fatties and uglies because those bad decisions that they made, they blame the patriarchy for that shit. Oh, God. Anyway, let me get a drink of some of this sports drink. Anyway, folks, look, I'm just trying to say, women, men, let's cut the bullshit. Let's cut the bullshit, and let's realize our faults, or at least your faults, not my faults. I already got a woman, all right? All right, but your faults, okay? And realize that, hey, the reason that I'm at the Million Woman March because I can't take care of my responsibilities. I won't look in the mirror and look at my fatty or ugly face and tell myself that, hey, the reason I'm here is because of me. No, instead you want to go and have a Million Woman March and blame the patriarchy, blame the man, blame everybody but yourself. Because I guarantee you dumb bitches out there that were at the Million Woman March, if you fatties or uglies had a cock at home that was satisfying you in the bed and giving you some nice genuine times, like cuddling up next to you doing a Netflix and chill, you know, cuddling up next to you while watching a shitty fucking chick flick like The Notebook or some shit. I mean, if there was some cock doing that to you, you wouldn't be there! You wouldn't be at the Million Woman March, you dumb, stupid skankosaurus! You know it, and I know it. So cut the bullshit, broads. All right, that's enough of this stuff. Enough of these games. Face up to the bad decisions that you made, you dumb skankosaurus slut bags. Good God. Anyway, look, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to go off on that tirade, but I definitely want gentlemen out there to know it's not that hard to, you know, find some of these women out here. It's not hard to find a woman correspondence or a woman connection or anything. You just have to do what you have to do, okay? Jesus Christ. Anyway, look, I'm already late. Let's go ahead and talk a little bit about some crypto and some stock talk on the financial portion of the broadcast. Now, folks, believe it or not, we are seeing a minor increase into the cryptocurrency market. Excuse me. We do have a flat U.S. dollar, and from what I understand, folks, Forbes magazine put out an article today suggesting that the pornographic industry is now embracing cryptocurrency. So I wonder if that is having a little bit of an effect on why we're seeing a tad bit of increase in the cryptocurrency markets today. I'm not sure. Either way, let's talk crypto, all right? The current market capitalization of the entire cryptocurrency market right now, folks, is $207 billion market capitalization. Now, let's go ahead and talk a few cryptos out here. Let's talk Bitcoin. BTC is the symbol. The market capitalization of Bitcoin is $110 billion market capitalization. The circulating supply is 17.3 million in circulation. In the past 24 hours, Bitcoin has gone up slightly, 0.06%. The current price for Bitcoin is $6,386.88 per Bitcoin. Ethereum, we're finally at $200, for heaven's sake. ETH is the symbol. Market capitalization is $20 billion market cap. The circulating supply is 102 million in circulation. In the past 24 hours, Ethereum has gone up slightly, 0.90%. The current price for Ethereum, ETH, the symbol, $200.70. About time we hit $200 again. Remember, folks, Ethereum went as high as $1,200 during its all-time high. All right, let's go ahead and continue. Let's go to XRP, which is Ripple, folks. You know I'm not a very big fan of the long-term ramification of Ripple. The only reason I'm covering it is because you have a lot of mainstream acceptance of Ripple at this point in time. And moreover, there was an announcement on the exchange Changely. I'm not a big fan of Changely, folks. I think it pretty much sucks. But believe it or not, you got a lot of people still use it. Changely has said they will now allow the purchase of XRP Ripple with a credit card. So, I mean, I personally don't like Changely. It's ripped me off. It's ripped a couple of people in the inner circle off. So, but I think that's why you're probably going to see a little bit of a bump up here in the next couple of days. XRP, Ripple. Market capitalization is $18 billion market cap. The circulating supply went up, folks. They added to the circulation of XRP. It is now 40.2 billion in circulation. I mean, what? 40.2 billion in circulation. In the past 24 hours, we have seen Ripple go up 0.55%. Current price for Ripple, XRP is the symbol, 45 cents, almost 46 cents. Let's go to Bitcoin Cash, folks. BCH is the symbol. I hope you bought in on the low on this one because it's popping up pretty high today. Bitcoin Cash, BCH, the symbol. Market capitalization, $8 billion market capitalization. The circulating supply is 17.4 million in circulation. In the past 24 hours, folks, Bitcoin Cash has gone up. 8.82% increase, baby. Current price for Bitcoin Cash, $462.38 per Bitcoin Cash. Let's get to Litecoin, folks. LTC is the symbol. Market capitalization is $3 billion market cap. The circulating supply for Litecoin is 58 million in circulation. In the past 24 hours, Litecoin has gone up 1.88%. The current price for Litecoin, $51.36 per Litecoin. Let's get to Monero, folks. What do I tell you about Monero? It likes to run, pattern or swing trading play on a consistent basis on Monero. XMR is the symbol, XMR. And by the way, the reason I keep covering Monero, folks, is because it's accepted in the deep webs, in the dark webs, man. If you want to make some kind of, little dark web transaction, people are using Monero at this point. I'm not condoning it. I'm just saying a market is there, and if a market is there, then the sustainability of acceptance is there. I'm just saying. Monero, current market cap is $1.7 billion market cap. The circulating supply for Monero is 16.5 million in circulation. In the past 24 hours, Monero has gone up 2.04%. What I keep telling you, pattern or swing trading play on this son of a bitch. Current price for Monero is $105.78 per Monero. Let's get to Dash, folks. DASH is the symbol. Market capitalization for Dash is $1.2 billion market cap. The circulating supply for Dash is 8.4 million in circulation. In the past 24 hours, Dash has gone up 0.28%. Current price for Dash is $154.26 per Dash. Let's get to Ethereum Classic, folks. ETC. It's accepted on Coinbase, and moreover, it's a feasible alternative to the ETH, in my opinion. Anyway, Ethereum Classic, ETC is the symbol for Ethereum Classic. Market capitalization, $965 million market cap. Circulating supply is 105 million in circulation. In the past 24 hours, Ethereum Classic has gone up 0.92% increase. The current price for Ethereum Classic, $9.13 per Ethereum Classic. What's going on with Zcash, baby? I love Zcash. ZEC. Current market capitalization is $614 million market cap. The current circulating supply for Zcash is 5.1 million in circulation. In the past 24 hours, Zcash has gone up 1.81% increase. Current price for Zcash is $119.25 per Zcash. Let's continue. 0x, another one of my favorites here, folks. ZRX is the symbol. Market capitalization is $440 million market cap. The circulating supply is 545 million in circulation. In the past 24 hours, it has gone down 0.15%, slightly on the decrease. Current price for 0x, ZRX is the symbol, 80 cents, folks, 80 cents per 0x. Let's get to QTUM, Quantum, one of my biggest holdings, to say the least, folks. Let's go ahead and continue. QTUM is the symbol, $349 million market cap. Circulating supply is now 89 million QTUM in circulation. In the past 24 hours, Quantum has gone up 1.03%. Current price for Quantum QTUM, $3.92 per Quantum. Now, folks, let me go ahead and talk a little bit about Basic Attention Coin. Remember, I've been covering Basic Attention Coin. I've been suggesting that, look, there's something big here. They've got their own browser. They've got a vision. And just on the browser alone, just the fact that the browser acceptance within the internet community has surpassed Firefox shows what kind of an impact that they do have on the internet. And if they end up getting more and more browser users of the Brave browser, they could legitimately integrate their system in which individuals that like or appreciate a certain content provider could easily compensate the content creator by instantaneously donating to them, through the browser. And there's all kinds of integrations with it. There's all kinds of applications when it comes to that. Anyway, aside from that, folks, Basic Attention Coin, symbol BAT, guess what, folks? It's on Coinbase now! What did I tell you? And once that news came out, there goes the neighborhood on Basic Attention Coin. Let's go ahead and cover it, folks. Remember, I've been covering it here for the past several shows. Basic Attention Coin, BAT. Market capitalization is $300 million market cap. The circulating supply is 1 billion in circulation. Now get this, folks. Basic Attention Coin has gone up 18.67% on the day, baby. Current price for Basic Attention Coin is 30 cents and climbing, baby. 30 cents and climbing. I'm just saying. Anyway, folks, let me go ahead and move on to the stock component of the broadcast before we, run out of time here. I know I did a little bit of overboard on the Baller Friday intro subject of, guys, chicks, females, fatties, uglies, whatever. But it had to be said. It's a Baller Friday. It had to be said, okay? Now, as far as stocks are concerned, folks, stocks are on the decline, even amidst economic data that's showing a growing economy. Now, today we had some job numbers come out for the month of October. Folks, 250,000 jobs created in the month of October. In the month of October in the Trump economy. I mean, good God. It's the economy, stupid. I mean, if any of you people out there that are voting for Democrats, you people are idiots. You know what I mean? The greatest economy of all time, and you morons want to go and increase taxes and throw us back to the Obama age. Get the fuck out of here, man. Good God. And moreover, folks, aside from that, the reason that we're seeing a decline, even though we're seeing 250,000 jobs for the month of October, investors are worried about the sustainability of this market. We've got, remember, the Federal Reserve is interest rate hiking like a son of a bitch. And a lot of the investors are worried that these interest rate hikes could encroach on the economic growth that we're having here. Moreover, you have investors a little bit funny in the pants as it pertains to this trade war with China. Because remember, if this trade war isn't negotiated or there isn't some kind of a deal that happens before December, Trump has already promised that he's going to put full-fledged tariffs on all Chinese products in the month of December. And that could that could hurt at least some retailers, considering we're going right into the Christmas Day or Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa holiday. So, we may see some increases on some of these electronics and all this cheap crap that we like to buy from China. But either way, folks, the economy looks good. It's a great economy, and I have to agree with Trump on this, probably the greatest economy in American history. And I would strongly advise everybody right now, especially some of you males that I was talking about earlier in the broadcast that don't have a job and that are living with mommy, it's time to go get yourself a job. Get yourself 2 jobs. Go out there, bust your ass, save your money, baby. You know what I mean? I mean, make something of yourself, man. Jesus Christ. Anyway, let's take a look at the Dow Jones Industrial, okay? Dow Jones Industrial is down 109.91 points, a percentage decrease of 0.43% on the day, closing out the Dow Jones Industrial at 25,270.83 points for the Dow Jones Industrial. We've got the S&P 500. It's also down 17.31 points, a percentage decrease of 0.63%, closing out the S&P at 2,723.06 points for the S&P 500. We've got the NASDAQ. Man, NASDAQ tech is just really, it's kind of taking it on the teeth because of the China tariffs, if you will. And not to mention, some of these damn tech companies, I'm glad they're starting to go down the tubes. How the hell are you going to sustain this type of profitability with the type of crap that they're offering? Like Snapchat. Snapchat. I mean, what's the sustainability of profitability on that shit? Hey, we're going to sustain our profitability on filters, dude. Good God. Sorry, I had to drink a little bit of that high-quality sports drink we got going on here. Anyway, NASDAQ is down 77.06 points, a percentage decrease of 1.04%. Good God. Closing out the NASDAQ at 7,357 points for the NASDAQ composite, okay? Now let's go ahead and talk a little bit of commodities here, folks. All right, now we're seeing a dramatic decrease in energy. Why? It's obvious because of the Saudi Arabian Khashoggi situation. You know, you've got Saudi Arabia. They got their hand caught in the cookie jar. You know, they killed this idiot Khashoggi because he was a pro-Wahhabist, writing all kinds of propaganda, trying to galvanize the Middle East to overthrow the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia right now, Mohammed bin Salman. And Mohammed bin Salman cut him off at the pass. All right, Mohammed bin Salman just eliminated the problem. Now, since they've been caught, they're trying to, kind of cozy up to everybody and say, okay, don't worry, here's some oil for you, okay? Don't look about the Khashoggi. Don't worry about Khashoggi. Here's a lot of cheap oil. You like it. Go on trip. All right. Anyway, WTI sweet crude, it is down today 55 cents, a percentage decrease of 0.86%. The current price for WTI, $63.14 per barrel of WTI sweet crude. And thank God, we could use some cheap gasoline going into the holidays. Can you believe it already, man? I mean, just yesterday it felt like 2016 and we were all campaigning to make the impossible possible by electing Donald Trump, and take a look at it now. It's the holidays of 2018. I can't fucking believe it, man. That's why I keep telling you young people, man, do not take time for granted, because time goes by like that. Brent crude, it is also down today 6 cents, a percentage decrease of 0.08%. Current price for Brent crude oil is $72.83 per barrel of Brent crude oil. We've got gasoline, it is also down 0.48%. Natural gas is up 1.45%. And heating oil, where's the cold? Where's the fucking cold? Goddamn Farmer's Almanac. You said this was going to be one of the coldest goddamn winters ever. Where's the cold? It's already November, you fucks. Stop fucking the corn and put your goddamn conscience on the Farmer's Almanac to make a decent damn prediction, you stupid milky lickers. Anyway, heating oil is down 1.27%. Believe me, I'm waiting. I mean, where's the fucking coal? Stupid ass goddamn Farmer's Almanac. Anyway, look, let's get to the metals, shall we? The metals! Let's get to the goddamn metals! We've got gold, folks. It is down today, $5.30, a percentage decrease of 0.43%. Current price for gold is $1,233.30 per troy ounce of gold. And what do I keep saying, man? I want a gold price that's cheaper than that, man. I want to see black guys with the fucking gold teeth. You got to go grill, gold teeth going on, and the gold chains. That's when we know we're in a fucking decent economy out here. When blacks are all bling, 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 and doing all that crap, we know we're in a good economy. I'd like that damn gold price to go down to about 1,100, or hell, even 1,000. Let's go to silver, folks. Silver is down today 2 cents, a percentage decrease of 0.14%. Closing out silver at $14.76 per troy ounce of silver. And take a look at copper. Copper is up 3.14% increase on the day for copper. Good God. Take a look at platinum. Platinum is up 1.03% increase on the day for platinum. Good God. Anyway, let's get to the agriculture, folks. Grains. Corn is up, baby. 1.23% increase for corn. Wheat is up 0.15%. Oats is up 1.07%. Rough rice is up 0.80%. Soybean is up 0.65%. Soybean oil is down 0.42%. And canola is down 0.88%. Let's go ahead and get to the soft, shall we? Cocoa, the base for chocolate, is up slightly. It is up 0.61%. Coffee.
Dude, don't talk to me unless you have my coffee, okay? Don't talk to me unless I have my coffee, all right?
Shut up! We've got coffee up today, 1.91% increase on the day for coffee. We got sugar. Sugar is up 1.90%. Orange juice is down 0.11%. Cotton is down 0.30%. And good God, look at lumber! What did I tell you about lumber? I told you with all these natural disasters, man, even though we are seeing an increase in the interest rates, which is going to put a halt to new construction, which is going to put a halt to, people putting additions to their homes and all that shit. I mean, we had a lot of natural disasters in this country, and they're going to use lumber. Take a look at it. It is up today 4.60%. Haven't we been just continuously saying increases percentage-wise in the lumber department here recently? I'm just saying. We got rubber. It is up 0.43%. And ethanol is up 1.32% increase on the day for ethanol. Let's continue, folks. Let's get to livestock, shall we? We got live cattle. Live cattle is down today, modestly down, but still down, 0.04%. We got cattle feeder. It is also down 0.56%. And by God, keep these prices coming down as we're getting close to the holidays. Lean hog is down 0.13% decrease for lean hog. And that, my friends, is the markets for your ass, all right? Anyway, let me take a drink of this goddamn high-quality sports drink here. Good stuff. I wish it was beer! It'll be beer here, all right? I'm gonna go get some beer after the show. It'll be beer. It'll be beer, all right? Don't worry about it. I'll be in the True Capitalist Radio chat room chilling, all right? Anyway, folks, we are now in the second hour of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And, of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, I want to thank you very much for tuning in with me, baby. Before we get started, I'd like to remind everybody to please remember, if you're listening to my voice, you are listening to the Political Underground. And the only way that this particular broadcast gets spread is through you. And look, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't really care if you take, the MP3s that I got for download at the official website, ghost.report, and put them all over social media. I don't care what you do. As long as you attribute that, hey, Ghost made this, here's Ghost's official website and all that shit. I mean, spread it around the internet and throughout the world. Once again, True Capitalist Radio is live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Texas, United States time. Once again, right here on the official website of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast, ghost.report. That's all you got to type in your browser. That's all you got to add to your bookmarks and your favorites, ghost.report. We got a couple of articles up there. We're going to try to put more articles as time goes by. I'm trying to do a bunch of things here, but pretty good articles about, the one specifically I like is about why Hillary Clinton gets a pass on her racism. And I give a plethora of different examples on when she's been a damn blatant racist, and of course, black folk and liberals don't say a thing about it. They laugh about it. They're laughing with her. They're fucking laughing. They're fucking laughing with her, for Christ's sake. But anyway, that's one of the newest articles on Ghost.report. I strongly advise everybody to check that out. Unfortunately, folks, Gab is still down, and that's a damn shame. Gab is still down, so I don't have any social media account at this point in time. And unfortunately, I don't have any means for anybody to sign up for the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. Now, I want to be honest with you. I want to thank a couple of folks that were kind enough to throw some crypto into the cryptocurrency wishing well. I know Insane Energy did. Thank you very much, sir. I know a couple of anonymous folks did. And I'm getting messages, from folks on Ghost.report. I'm getting messages from folks saying, hey, Ghost, I would love to contribute to your show and help you keep going, but I don't know crypto, man. I listen to you for your stock advice. I listen to you for the politics. Is there any way that I could just send some funds by using a credit card or something of that nature? That's the problem. They have now, what I mean they, I'm talking about the Silicon Valley oligarchs that control most of the internet. They have made it impossible for me to do such a thing anymore. I mean, they've made it impossible. If you're on the right wing of the political persuasion, you're not going to be able to do any kind of transactions on the internet. That's why I was using Gab. That's why I was using Gab. Gab is the last place where I could get a goddamn credit card transaction, even though they were fucking collecting 25, 30%, whatever the fuck it was. It doesn't matter. I was trying to be a good guy. I was trying to support Gab. That was my only... Look, don't remind me, okay? I'm pissed off, okay? I'm pissed off because this goddamn show, they made it impossible for me to monetize on the son of a bitch. They made it impossible for me to monetize. So for you guys that are out there that were messaging me on Ghost.report saying, hey, Ghost, what can I do? I got a credit card. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. There's nothing I can tell you. They've reduced me to now nothing but cryptocurrency, man. That's what they've reduced me to, for Christ's sake, man. Jesus Christ. Anyway, thanks to you guys that threw some things into the cryptocurrency wishing well. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm a little peppy. You know what I'm saying? Because this whole damn show has, it costs more than it actually gets. I mean, I'm not getting shit. I'm not trying to bitch, but... I mean, I'm looking at these YouTubers, these people on YouTube, for Christ's sake. I mean, you've got, I hate to say this, blatant faggots that are on there. This is how I do my makeup during the day. And, I'm a little fucking twink boy. And, so I have to look and get these blemishes off my face so I can attract older men who are going to pay for my lifestyle. And these faggots are getting like 2 million hits, 2 million views, for Christ's sake. There was some gay son of a bitch on YouTube, and I swear to God, folks, you can look this up if you don't believe me, that was making a video on the difference between the tastes of a vegetarian semen versus a meat eater's semen. I'm not kidding! That's YouTube, but God forbid that you advocate your capitalist right-wing political perspective. God forbid you fucking contradict and expose the hypocrisy of the goddamn left. You will be banned, censored, out of there. And that's exactly what happened to me, and it happened to me years ago. Years ago. And I told you this day would come. Didn't I tell you folks that have been listening to me for a long time? Didn't I tell you this day would come? Yeah, laugh at Ghost for getting banned, huh? Look at everybody now, baby. Look at everybody now. Anyway, folks, if you appreciate the content, if you appreciate the show and want to continue to sustain the continuity of the broadcast, hook it up. Click the tab, cryptocurrency wishing well. Throw something into the cryptocurrency wishing well. Make a wish, and all your dreams will come true. And not only that, you'll be helping us support the broadcast, which is the only source now of any kind of monetization. All right. Now I take that back. I do still have the phone line, which is only available in the United States and Canada. I want to remind everybody that this phone line is only for the United States and Canada. Now, if we got some people in Australia, or, we may get one for Australia, we may get one for another, we'll figure that out. But either way, if you want to call up and talk live on the broadcast right now, it's very easy to do so. You can just give me a call, 800-685-7914. The number again is 800-685-7914. It is 99 cents a minute, okay? And let me tell you, I think that's a hell of a lot better than some $5 text-to-speech on some tard like Ice Poseidon's fucking live stream or something. I'm just saying! So anyway, with that being said, oh yeah, and by the way, Ghost.market is still up. I know I've been saying I'm going to put up some new merch. I'm definitely going to do it now. The holidays are coming around. So keep your eye on Ghost.market. It's the official merch of this particular broadcast. Once again, type in your browsers, add to your bookmarks, add to your favorites, Ghost.market. All right, now that we've gotten that all out of the way, let's go ahead and continue, and let's talk about, once again, the straight political dope. And let's begin with, of course, the modern-day George Washington, the greatest American president in American history, and I'm talking about Donald Trump himself. The president rallies on, baby. He is rallying his ass off. I'm telling you, one of the hardest working presidents I've ever seen. I've never seen a president campaign harder. And you want to know why it is? Because he knows that he can make this country even better than it is. He just needs a government that'll oblige his policy and not be obstructionist. Not be, quote, resistance. Do you understand? And that's why this 2018 midterm election is so serious, and that's why I'm trying to take this goddamn shit serious. Now, I know that the majority of the population of the internet are a bunch of millennials, and millennials, only a third of you are going to vote. I mean, I read that most of you ain't even going to bother voting. That y'all like going to the damn protest to see if you can meet men or women, but you're not even going to vote. So I don't even understand why some of you goddamn millennials and younger, why are you even here if you're not going to vote, if you're not going to be politically active? Now, there's some young kids out here, and look, they gave me a breath of fresh air. They're part of the True Capitalist Radio chat room and the Inner Circle that are 19, 20, 18 years old, that are politically serious and that are out there. They're campaigning for politicians. They're being a part of the system. They're trying to integrate themselves with their systems, not just here in America, in other parts of the world. And they're actually giving me a breath of fresh air that they're going to be the future. They're going to be the future capitalists. They're going to be the future Trumps. They're going to be the ones that are trying to attain their institutions of power so that they can implement the capitalist ideas. And it gives me a breath of fresh air, to say the least, man. Anyway, of course, a point of emphasis at every one of these rallies that the president is going to have from now until the election time, he is going to put an emphasis on immigration. An emphasis on immigration as the Democrats go silent on the issue. Haven't you noticed that? You haven't heard one Democrat talk about anything about the caravans, immigration, etc. They know that issue is toxic at this point in time. They don't even want to make a comment about it. You know what the Democrats are running on, folks? They're running on health care. Health care? Fucking health care? You created the health care problem, you dumbass Democrats! You created the problem with Obamacare. How the hell can anyone believe these people when they're running on their best issue for this midterm, health care? They created the problem. How the hell can they run on that shit? How can anybody vote on that crap? Aside from that, I'm glad the president is emphasizing the immigration issue. Because as caravans of immigrants head towards the United States border, believe it or not, folks, the immigrants, because look, the president isn't fucking around, all right? What is he sending? 5,000 troops out there to the border. He's talking about how he's not going to let any one of these people in to the country. He's going to set up tent cities or potentially detain a lot of these immigrants in military bases, whatever. But he said they are not going to be allowed in. As a matter of fact, he just initiated an executive order stating that the only way that you're going to file for asylum is if you go in through the ports of entry. And there are ports of entry in Mexico that are nowhere near the goddamn Mexican-U.S. border, so that they can wait their time while filing to be some kind of a refugee for political purposes. And there's a review process. There's a whole process that goes along with that shit. But, folks, let's be honest. This is an outright invasion. This is not some scare tactic like the fucking Democrats are trying to shove down our holes. You've seen the pictures of this migrant caravan. They're holding the fucking... I just can't believe this. They're holding the flags of their country of origin. The countries that they're leaving, they're holding the flags up as they're walking away from their countries, forcing themselves into our country. Now, is that not an invasion or what? I know you've got Barack Obama out here claiming that it's just a bunch of women and children. Bullshit. Bullshit. And I'm glad that the president is putting this as a point of emphasis, and every American citizen should be concerned about this. Because had Hillary Clinton been president right now, she would have let that door open and allowed all these migrants just to pour in and integrate into our society. And meanwhile, aside from them coming into our borders illegally, we're taking care of them with our entitlements. Can you believe this? No wonder these people are wanting to come across the border. It's the Democrats, once again, that caused this immigration issue. That's why the president puts a point of emphasis that our immigration policy is completely lunacy. It is complete lunacy. And thank God, I hate to reiterate this again, I thank God that Hillary Clinton is not president, because those doors would have been open for those damn migrants. All those people in those caravans would have went right into the United States, and we would have taken care of them with our tax dollars. We would have given them driver's licenses. We would have given them... I don't want to talk about it. It makes me sick. It makes me sick. And you've got Democrats trying to claim that, oh, it's a scare tactic. They're just a bunch of poor immigrants and poor people. How dare you? Why are you trying to use this as an issue to get people scared? Get people scared? Folks, did you read today that a Border Patrol agent got killed because some immigrant was throwing rocks at these Border Patrol agents? Got hit in the head or something with a rock, killed instantly, for Christ's sake. Huh? Yeah, that sounds a lot like people that are innocent. That sounds a lot like people that just want to claim asylum. I mean, get the fuck out of here. Anybody who believes the Democrats, you are a complete lunatic. For those of you that believe in the Democrats' open borders and you're pro-illegal immigrant, by God, take a look at Europe! Take a look at what happened to Europe, you fucking idiots! Europe just allowed just yesterday, literally, when it happened, 2015. You remember? It was 2015 that these Europeans allowed these wild Yehudis from the Middle East into their country, and these dumbasses, they accepted them with open arms, remember? Oh, come over here. We care about you, refugee. Come to Europe. We'll give you safe haven. We'll love you. We'll give you entitlements and all this other shit. Take a look at Europe now. It's being completely dominated by these wild Yehudis. There are now Sharia law zones. There's fucking kebab shops at every fucking turn in Europe, for Christ's sake. They're taking over Europe by allowing these fucking people to come in. Wake up, you fucking morons. Take a look at Europe, you fucking Democrats, for Christ's sake. Open your eyes. That's what happens when you open your border. And you know what? The people that are in charge of the Democrats, they know it. They're trying to replicate what the Europeans did to their people. They're trying to do it to us. Because what's happening in Europe, on top of the Yehudis taking over Europe, they're causing the terrorist acts in Europe. They're causing terrorism. And guess who the domestic government is punishing? They're not punishing the immigrants that came into the damn country. They're punishing the domestic population that was always there. And this is a classic tactic, folks. They bring in the problem causes itself, and the solution is nothing more than totalitarianism. Totalitarianism, folks. And that's what's happening in the UK. That's what's happening all over Europe because of this open borders nonsense. And that's why the president is putting it as a point of emphasis. And I hope that there's some real American patriots out there that understand what's going on and realize that they need to practice their constitutional protected right and go out and fucking vote. And make sure to vote for Republicans in the 2018 midterm so we don't have any inkling of the Democrats' agenda of destroying whatever's left of America today. Because that's what's that's what's going to happen. It's going to happen if we allow open borders, if we allow illegal immigrants to flood in at thousands of a time. That's what's going to happen. We can't allow it to happen, folks. We can't allow it to happen. And I'm glad the president is putting a point of emphasis on this. He's got 5,000 troops at the fucking border waiting for these stupid damn migrant caravans. He's going to have detention centers for these pieces of trash. And you know what? We talked about this the last broadcast. The president wants to get rid of the birthright. Meaning this idea in which, and I think we talked about it, 2 immigrants can cross our border, celebrate by doing the horizontal mambo. 9 months later, a kid comes out, and if the kid is born on the United States soil, that kid is a United States citizen. Can you believe that? That kid is a United States citizen. Jesus Christ, this is retarded. But you see something, folks? You want to know why our country is so goddamn pathetic? Is because we have people that want to destroy it under the guise of humanitarianism. And that's the Democrats, folks. That's these leftist organizations. Let me tell you how crazy and how retarded the United States is, okay? While our president is trying to protect our borders, while he's sending troops out there to protect us from this invasion of migrant caravans, you actually have immigrants in some of these caravans out here. I am not kidding around, folks. Please listen to what I'm about to tell you. We've got migrants or immigrants in this caravan that are actually suing Trump and his administration, alleging abuse of, quote, constitutional rights. Oh, my God. Fucking immigrants are suing. They're suing our president, alleging abuse of their constitutional rights. Can you believe this? I'm not joking. This came out of fucking, an hour ago. Look at this. Honduran migrants traveling in a caravan to seek asylum at the U.S.-Mexico border are suing President Donald Trump and Attorney General Jeff Sessions and other key figures, arguing the administration's stance is shockingly unconstitutional. The class action lawsuit filed Thursday in the U.S. District Court of Washington, D.C., claims Trump continues to abuse the law, including constitutional rights, to deter Central Americans from exercising their lawful right to seek asylum in the United States. Can you believe this? This is how fucking pathetic we are, man! This is how pathetic! We got fucking people that are invading our country that are suing us because we won't allow them to invade our country. This is why the Democrats are silent when it comes to this issue, for Christ's sake. And this is why you have every Silicon Valley oligarch trying to silence us. Because we're the ones with common sense. We understand this globalist infestation. We understand what's going on around us. And many of us on the right that are capitalists, that are patriots, are trying to sound off the alarm and trying to let Americans know that, hey, we got a lot of traitors in our midst. We got a lot of anti-American trash in the Beltway, in Washington, D.C., that are trying to push policies, that are trying to push initiatives that are going to destroy this country. Oh, my God, I can't believe this crap. I can't believe it. Immigrants are suing our president because we won't let them invade our country. I mean, isn't that unbelievable, folks? And you can thank the Democrats for this. You can thank the Democrats. The lawsuit asks for the federal court to declare a number of Trump's recent policy proposals to be a violation of the supreme law of the land. Jesus. Fucking immigrants, man! Fucking immigrants are doing this. Wake up, people! Do you understand how important the 2018 midterm is now, huh, boy? I hope you do. Oh, God, man. And these Democrats, what did Obama say? Hey, these are just women and children. A Border Patrol agent was killed by a rock thrower today, folks. Just imagine when we have 20,000 goddamn migrants throwing rocks at our borders, for Christ's sake. Jesus Christ, man. And once again, what are the Democrats running on? They're running on health care. Oh, for Christ's sake. How is this a political strategy? And how are people falling for this on the left? It was the Democrats that created this whole health care problem with Obamacare. It's their creation. How are they running on this? And how is anybody accepting this crap? Good God. And why is it, folks, no one will come to the realization that once Obamacare became law of the land, that people all of a sudden miraculously just kept getting sicker and sicker, and we've got people that are being diagnosed with cancers and multiple sclerosis and all these weird ailments at very young ages, for Christ's sake? Anybody find that bizarre? Of course not. You just keep doing what you're told. You don't think twice about it. And I mean, it's just fucking pathetic, for Christ's sake, man. It makes me sick. Christ, man. Democrats are running on health care. Jesus Christ. I mean, is their base really this stupid? Is their base really this dumb? And by the way, I know I was talking about Obama. Obama was out here. He's been campaigning for a few people out here. Not everybody wants Obama's face campaigning for them on the Democratic side, but you do have a few people. He was out in Florida today campaigning for Andrew Gillum, that disgusting piece of racist trash, and Bill Nelson, who needs to be put out of his political misery All right? Bill Nelson has been in politics, folks, for 45 fucking years. All right? Bill Nelson from Florida has been in politics for 45 years. What the fuck has he accomplished? 45 years Bill Nelson's been, and this is who Obama was campaigning for. Now, the reason I bring it up is because as Obama was campaigning for Andrew Gillum and Bill Nelson in Florida, he was heckled. He was heckled several times, and you should have seen Obama, man. He doesn't like that. He takes it personal, for Christ's sake. He takes it personal. And he took it so personal, he's like, man, why is it, man, that the people that won are always so angry all of a sudden, man? And, of course, you had, the stupid crowd going, yeah, Obama, why are those right-wingers always so mad? Yeah. Hey, they're mad because you're still walking a free man, Obama. You should be in fucking jail for what you did to this country, you ungrateful, self-serving psychopath. You should be in jail what you did to this country, you piece of trash. That's why people are angry when you're out here trying to flap your stupid self-serving gums in the wind when all you're talking about is yourself. Have you heard any of the damn Obama campaign speeches? Count how many times he says, I, me, my, I, me. And take a drink every time he does. You'll be drunk before the first 10 minutes. I'm not kidding around, man. That's all he does. He's a self-serving psychopath that lied, and continued to lie to the people with a smile on his face. Jesus Christ, I'm really surprised anybody wants Obama campaigning for him anymore, for Christ's sake. You know a name that, the Democrats don't want to have nothing to do with? A name that's like kryptonite to modern-day Democrats? Bill Clinton. You notice that? You haven't seen old Slick Willie out here campaigning for anybody. You haven't heard nothing out of old Slick Willie, for Christ's sake. I mean, remember, this guy was the leader of the Democrats for a good long time. Bill Clinton is nowhere to be seen in the Democrats' campaigns. No, he's campaigning for no one. Hi, I'm Bill Clinton, baby. And I just want you to know that I had no sexual relations with that woman, but I want you to suck it, baby. That's what I want you to do. Come on over here. I want you to suck it, baby. I'm Slick Willie, baby. If you don't want to do it for me, do it for your country, baby. I used to be president. Shut up. But that's political kryptonite for the Democrats, folks. Political kryptonite for the Democrats is Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton, for Christ's sake. Oh, Christ. That's the truth. It's the damn truth. You know it and I know it, for Christ's sake, man. Anyway, let me move on to the next subject matter. Did y'all hear the media is going crazy as Larry Kudlow, which is an economic advisor for the Trump administration, calls a federal minimum wage a terrible idea? And now you've got the media just kind of harping on that like, he said that the minimum wage was a bad idea. He wants people to work for 5 cents an hour. He's a horrible lying man. I can't believe it. All this shit. Let's be honest, folks, and let's talk adult relationship talk with the truth as it pertains to the minimum wage law. The minimum wage law is the most racist law that has ever been put into the books. And why do I say that, folks? The reason I say that is because people in impoverished areas, typically in black ghettos and Mexican barrios and in some white trailer parks, you know as well as I, the public education in these arenas aren't very good. And they're not getting properly educated. And as a result, because they're not getting properly educated, they're not going to go to college. They may not even graduate high school because of the lack of proper education. So how is someone who is born in an impoverished situation and gets a bad education, how are they able to pull themselves out of the ghetto, the barrio, the white trailer park? How are they able to do that? They can't. Because we have a minimum wage law, folks, you have to pay a minimum wage for any employee to do the most mundane, menial job that you can have in your protocol of job, or in your system, if you will. And you want to know what this hurts? It hurts the black man or the black boy that has been literally trapped in the ghetto and trapped by an ill-advised, a very substandard education. You are robbing that black kid the ability to go and find on-the-work experience, on-the-job experience, by allowing him as an individual or her as an individual to sell their own labor for the price that they see fit. You see, folks, the argument against the the argument for the minimum wage is that if we don't have a minimum wage, employers will have people working for 25 cents an hour. That's bullshit, okay? That's complete and utter crap, and the reason is because one will only sell their labor if it suffices a price or it suffices an experience. Because you see, folks, let's say you do sell your labor for $1, $2 an hour, but you're gaining experience within an industry. And because you're just making $2 an hour at that particular time doesn't mean that you're going to be stuck there forever. You see, because you're being hired at $2, $3 an hour, you're gaining experience that you're not going to be able to be taught at a college because you can't afford to go to college. You can't be shown by your parents because you're in poverty. You're gaining experience because you're on the job and you're getting paid whatever wage it is that you are willing to accept. Because, folks, experience is a lot more. It's worth a lot more to an employer than actual college or a degree or education. If you've got experience doing something, that's worth more than college. And you see, folks, this is what the minimum wage law has done. It has prohibited black folk, Mexicans in the barrio, and white trailer park trash. It has prohibited them from being able to sell their own labor, specifically young people, to sell their youthful vibrance, their energy, for whatever price, so that they can gain on-the-job experience, folks. Because that's what it used to be. That's the way it used to be back in the old days. Why do you think that we have older black men like Walter E. Williams or Thomas Sowell or these types of individuals that are in their 70s and 80s and they're affluent, educated fellas? They're educated because, first of all, they were able to get themselves out of the ghetto by selling their labor to anyone who was willing to hire them for whatever price necessary. And Walter E. Williams' case, and I strongly advise you to look up both these gentlemen. Both these gentlemen should be admired. Walter E. Williams' case, he was hired to stock grocery shelves, for 50 cents an hour back in the, I think, late 50s, early 60s. And he said he really appreciated that job because it gave him a sense of self-worth, first and foremost, and secondly, he got experience within the grocery business. And before long, competitors within the grocery business were willing to pay him more because he understood the concept of shelving groceries and pricing groceries, etc., that he was able to pay his way through college, etc., man. I mean, this is what this is all about. So when the media is pissing and moaning about how, oh my God, Larry Kudlow calls a federal minimum wage a terrible idea, it is a terrible idea. You're robbing people with the ability and the opportunity to be able to gain experience on the job. And look, you're an individual. I mean, it's up to you between the negotiation between yourself and your employer on what you're willing to accept as a wage. I mean, folks, what do you have to do now to gain experience? I mean, even if you go to school and get a $60,000 degree and whatever, What do you have to do to gain experience after you have your $60,000 degree delivered to you on graduation day? You've got to, in most cases, intern. That's right, you've got to be an intern. And you know what an intern is? You work for free! You work for free to gain experience, for Christ's sake. So, let me get this straight. Okay? Let's just take a step back for a second. You mean to tell me it's better to go and put myself into college debt for $60,000, then work for about 6 months to a year for absolutely nothing as an intern so I can, quote, gain experience? That's what's happening, folks. And if we did not have a minimum wage law, folks, I'm telling you this right now, you as an individual would be able to sell your own labor how you see fit so that you can gain experience in whatever labor or whatever occupation that you would. And let's talk the other side of the minimum wage law, okay? Let's talk the other side. Why do leftists want minimum wage, and why do they want to continuously heighten it? Because, folks, these Democrats know that the minimum wage is nothing more than a political trick. It's a political trick so that they can galvanize the poor in America into believing that one day they're going to be able to get $15 an hour doing the most menial, mundane job. And they'll be able to live on that, quote unquote. But at the same time, these same Democrats that are advocating $15 an hour to American workers are at the same time advocating illegal immigrants coming across the border. And you see, folks, they're advocating that because, let's be honest, aside from them wanting open borders so that they can have more votes in their pockets, they also are killing many birds with one stone by allowing these damn migrants in. Because you see, these migrants that are in our country, they can't work for minimum wage because they're illegal. They've got to be paid under the table in cash. And you know what that means? That means that these illegals are going to work way below minimum wage. And that's what's happening out here in these border states. You're having these Mexicans out here that are illegals that are working hard labor. They're working hard labor for $4 an hour, $5 an hour, under the table cash. And while they're out there doing construction hard labor at $4 or $5 an hour, who's being left out of a job? Because there's a certain minimum wage to hire. It's going to be the American people, folks. This is the biggest political trick by the Democrats, and people need to wake up and realize it. That's why these Democrats talk out of both sides of their mouths. They're like, $15 an hour for all American workers. It's the right thing to do. And you're an asshole. You're a fucking jerk. You're a greedy capitalist pig if you don't agree that workers deserve a $15 an hour minimum wage. You're a fucking capitalist pig. But meanwhile, they're saying, we need illegal immigrants in the country so they can do the jobs that Americans don't want to do. What the fuck does that mean? Do you see what I'm telling you with this political trick? They're heightening the minimum wage for American people so that it won't... What fucking employer is going to want to pay somebody a $15 an hour minimum wage when they can go hire an illegal under the table for $4 or $5 an hour? You understand? That's why it's a political trick. And once they galvanize the poor and have them go out and protest and demand $15 an hour, and once $15 an hour becomes a reality, what happens? The advent of automation comes into play. When it costs more to employ somebody to do a menial labor job, then automation becomes economically viable. And that's what happens. Because the Democrats and them galvanizing the poor, they actually have and are successful with a $15 an hour minimum wage, automation comes in. And then there is no jobs for anybody. And then those people that were advocating $15 an hour, where are they going to go? They're going to go on the welfare line. They're going to go on the food stamp line. That's what these Democrats want. Do you understand me, folks? Do you understand that the Democrats want to create system after system? That's what they're trying to force your children to accept. I mean, just think about it, folks. Your children right now go through a public government-funded education system, and what do they teach them? They don't teach them anything other than to move and herd these kids like cattle from system to system. For instance, if you're in the public education system and you get into a fight because of the ridiculous social environment, the prison-like social environment that public education is, you get into a fight, you will be a part of the juvenile detention system. And then when you get out of the juvenile detention system, you will be a part of the court system. And then once you're out of the court system, you'll be a part of the probation system. Let's say you're not even a violent person. Let's say you don't go to school. Well, then you'll be a part of the truancy system. Let's say you get some chick pregnant in high school, right? Then you're a part of the child support system. Then you're a part of the child protective services system. Do you understand me? It's never fucking ending, man. And that's what these socialists and communists want to herd you regular people through, is to herd you through system to system. And who gets the job security? Who gets the benefits? Who gets the nice health care? The bureaucrats in charge of the system. That's why these socialists and communists want this idea of nonstop bureaucratic crap, so that they are the ones that are controlling you. They're the ones with the job security. They're the ones with the great benefits. They're the ones with the retirement checks. That's what this is all about, folks. I hope that I'm reaching some of you people that are listening out there, because that's what you are when it comes to anyone advocating socialism or communism. You are nothing but a cog, a little voke in the machinery that is bureaucracy. You're a statistic. You're a number. Do you understand? That's why they want you dependent. That's why they want as many failures on the streets as possible. Because if there's poor people on the streets, if there's homeless people on the streets, if there's people that can't feed themselves, if there's people that can't house themselves, then that creates the bureaucratic government system to take care of these people. And once you create a bureaucratic system, folks, it's damn near impossible to get rid of it. It's damn near impossible to get rid of a bureaucratic system, because you have a lot of vested interest. The leaders of that system got a lot of vested interest and a little bit of power, a little bit of influence. Same with everybody else who gets paid in that system. I mean, folks, this is what socialism and communism is. This is why you have to be observant and not be a fool to fall for these politricks. Because that's what the minimum wage law is. Getting back to the minimum wage law, that's what it is. It's a fucking politrick by the Democrats. It's a politrick. Yeah, we want $15 minimum wage. Yeah, isn't that right, American poor? Yeah, we want $15 an hour minimum wage. Yeah. Then once they get it, the jobs are left to automation. There's no more jobs left. And the menial jobs that are available, they're being taken by the illegal immigrants. And why are the illegal immigrants hired to the so-called jobs that we don't want? Because they're getting paid under the table. They're not getting paid minimum wage. They're getting paid below minimum wage because they're not legal citizens. Do you understand that? Ugh. You know what, folks? Sometimes when you try to explain this to somebody in real life, they'll just look at you with that floor-eyed stare and start shaking.
No, that's not right. No, I don't think so.
Jesus Christ, we're going to break your fucking jaw. Anyway, I don't, of course. I'm a cool man. Anyway, let me move on. All right, let me move on and talk a little bit about some international news, okay, folks, because we need to talk about this. Now, as I was suggesting that, and we're going back to the Democrats and they're wanting open borders again, the reason they want open borders is the same reason that Europe opened its borders to the wild Yehudis. And once they let in the wild Yehudis, we said this earlier, they started committing terrorist acts in the name of jihad, and instead of punishing the so-called refugees that infested Europe, the domestic governments punish the domestic population. And how do they punish the domestic population? Through totalitarianism. Now, let me explain, folks. We already know that the EU is monitoring the internets. We already know that the EU is now pulling off all totalitarian tactics. They've made it illegal to meme out there in the EU. They're pulling out all stops. All right, all stops. Guess what they're going to do now, folks? Let's say you happen to be an American and you want to go visit the European Union for whatever fucking reason. Well, there are now EU plans at their borders for lie detector tests. Huh? Yeah, you want to come into a European Union, eh? Well, you have to take this lie detector test, my friend. You have to take the lie detector. Lie detector tests? Are you shitting me? This isn't even a science, folks. You want to know how to pass a lie detector test? I'm not kidding around. I'll tell you how to pass a lie detector test. When you're asked a question, what you want to do is squeeze your sphincter, like squeeze your asshole. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. If you wanted to beat a lie detector test, all you've got to do whenever answering the questions is squeeze your goddamn asshole. I am not kidding. Squeeze your sphincter. It works. It's notorious to work. It's one of the things that are the underlying secrets as it relates to these lie detector tests. But no, that's what the EU wants. Lie detector tests at the border. Jesus Christ, man. You've got to be shitting me. And you see, what is this a consequence of, folks? Why do they need lie detector tests at the EU borders? Because of the fucking migrant crisis that the European socialists brought on its own population. And this is why the Democrats want to do the same thing here in the United States. Because take a look at what's happening to the European Union. The consolidation of power. I'm telling you, folks, I mean, the EU is turning into a dramatic superstate, whether by consent or by force. That's why you have based Poland and based Hungary and based Italy that are out here rejecting the forced-upon immigration policies that have been accepted by the European Union. They're rejecting them. And you see, folks, that's why they're punishing these countries. You know that they plan on stripping the Hungarians' right to vote for anything in the EU because their governments are not accepting the immigration policy that is being put forth by the European Union. I'm not kidding around, folks. This is what I'm telling you they want in this country. That's why these Democrats are wanting open borders, so they can implement the same thing that the Europeans have implemented on their domestic populations. And I'll be damned if that happens, man. I'll be goddamned. I'll be goddamned, for Christ's sake. So that's why you've got the president putting a point of emphasis on this migrant crisis, and I don't blame him, for Christ's sake. I don't blame him. Jesus Christ. Let's move on. Let's move on and talk about something else. Now, let's move on to Iran, folks, because the president just signed once again into power or into reality the Iranian sanctions, baby. All right? Iranian sanctions are now reinstated in Iran, and this is pretty much going to make Iran even more economically crippled than it already is. We had an Iranian foreign minister I think it was about a week and a half ago, stating that the current sanctions that have been put on Iran have, quote, hurt but not put them out. And I think that's a very brash statement, because if you want my opinion, you take a look at the economic situation in Iran. It's not something to write home about, to say the least. All right, nothing to write home about, to say the least. I mean, you know, you've got rolling blackouts in Iran. The store shelves are being eliminated from any kind of goods for people to partake in and purchase. And this is all because these Iranians want to continue to sponsor terrorism all across the world. Lest we forget, they're the ones sponsoring the Houthis in Yemen. They're the ones that have always sponsored Hezbollah in Lebanon. They're also sponsoring certain forces in Syria. So they've got all kinds of terrorist satellites all over the world, and that's why we have these damn sanctions on these sons of bitches. And not to mention that we're trying to eliminate that mockery, or an AKA payoff, that's called the Iranian nuke deal from the Iranians. We're trying to rub it in their faces. You know, even though, for whatever reason, Barack Obama and his administration were so pro-Iran and literally holding water to the criminality of Iran, that the president, at least President Trump, is not going to have none of it. He's not going to have none of this shit. So I'm glad. And by the way, did you see how he announced the sanctions are coming? He tweeted out a great picture emulating the Game of Thrones. And what's funny is that there was no copyright or nothing involved. All it said was the sanctions are coming. And HBO, as leftist, anti-American trash they appreciated. They tweeted out and said, "I appreciate if you didn't use our trademark for your politics. No, this is HBO, and my name is Sheckelstein Noseberg." Shut the fuck up, for Christ's sake. I'm glad that the sanctions are back on Iran. I'm glad. Iran's a bunch of garbage, and it's about time for the people of Iran to start raising up, man. It's time to start raising up, to say the least. All right? Anyway, let's continue going here. Now, I don't know if y'all heard about this, folks, but according to reports, Trump predicts that a United States trade deal with China is very, very possible. Now, lest we forget, folks, that it's Trump that's the one that's holding out on the negotiations with China. Remember, he said it in many different rally speeches that now all of a sudden China wants to make a deal, and Trump says nonchalantly, I don't think they're ready for a deal, so we're not going to talk yet. You're not ready. You're not ready for a deal. And the reason Trump did that, folks, is to show the Chinese how much they need us economically in order for them to sustain their house of cards of an economy. And let me tell you, these tariffs have already been on for some time. And that's why, if you want my opinion, the art of the deal himself, Donald Trump, is now predicting that there will be a deal reached between the United States and China. Now, as I've stated, ever since this renegotiation of the trade deal started, coming into discussion, I suggested that all the Americans want, all we want, is nothing more than 200 to 250 million shaved off of the billion. Remember, we're dealing in billions here. I forgot about that. All we want is 250 billion shaved off of the 600 billion we send you in an imbalanced trade deal every year. We send China $600 billion in imbalanced trade per year. Can you believe that? $600 billion. And all the president wanted to do was just shave off a little bit of that, man. Just shave it off. Jesus Christ. Anyway, folks, let's continue going here. I hope that there is a deal with China, because we could use the chop off of the $250 billion. It would actually put more and more money into the United States economy, and not to mention have a reciprocal investment with China. Let us go in and let us try to have a piece of your markets without over-regulating our asses or debasing your fucking currency, China. Anyway, let me move on, folks. All right. Now, let's talk a little bit about Israel. Now, Netanyahu suggests that Saudi Arabia deserves a pass for the Jamal Khashoggi murder. Well, of course they do. Jamal Khashoggi was a goddamn jihadist. Jamal Khashoggi was the man who created the legend of Osama bin Laden. I mean, doesn't anybody understand that? I gabbed the newspaper article that showed the introduction of Osama bin Laden, a.k.a. Abu Abdullah, to the people, to the national audience. And now because Jamal Khashoggi, because remember, folks, I keep telling you this, Jamal Khashoggi was used by Saudi intelligence and the CIA to use his writings and his articles to galvanize Arab youth, galvanize them to make the commitment to leave their homes in Egypt, Syria, Saudi Arabia, and take the trip to Afghanistan so that they could fight the Russians. It was his articles that inspired the Mujahideen. Okay? So this goes to show you what type of clout that he has in the journalistic realm in the Middle East. Now, why was Washington Post hiring Khashoggi as some kind of a op-ed writer or a journal? I don't know what the fuck he was hired on there for. Obviously to write articles. But why was he there? Because as I've stated, folks, there are factions of the CIA that don't like the new administration's direction on what they're doing with their black ops. And what is their black operations? Fucking ISIS. I keep telling you, folks, that we created Al-Qaeda. We created ISIS. And those assets that were created were being used against us by the Bush administration, Bush Jr., by the Obama administration. And why did they use these damn jihadist assets against the United States people? To justify the war on terror. To justify the war on terror. To justify the expansion of war in the Middle East. And why did they do that, folks? If you want my opinion, they did that to cause the refugee crisis in the Middle East. And to cause what happened to the migrant crisis in Europe. And the migrant crisis in Europe, folks, single-handedly consolidated power to the European Union. Single-handedly. So once again, folks, now that Trump is in power, those jihadist assets, the Al-Qaedas, the ISIS, they're not being used against the United States' interest and its people. They're being used against the United States' foes, the enemies of the United States. And as you can see, you've got ISIS showing up everywhere. They're showing up in Chechnya. They're showing up in Afghanistan. ISIS is showing up in Iran in the middle of a goddamn military parade. This is because our new CIA policy is to use our jihadist assets no longer against the United States people to perpetuate this bogus war on terror. We're now using it against our enemies. And you see, folks, why are we doing this now? Because of the new kingdom in Saudi Arabia. The new kingdom that is ran by the bin Salman kingdom, who the crown prince, Mohammed bin Salman, is running the shots. And what is he doing? What is Mohammed bin Salman doing? He's eliminating the Wahhabist faction of the kingdom. I told you guys that after, and you know, we can go back and debate this, but once again, they tried to kill Mohammed bin Salman in Las Vegas. That's what that whole Las Vegas shooting was all about. And I showed you guys when I had a gab a video of Mohammed bin Salman being extracted out of the Tropicana Hotel, for Christ's sake. And folks, it wasn't but days after that is when the Saudi Arabian purge happened. You remember the Saudi Arabian purge? And who did Mohammed bin Salman purge? He purged all the Wahhabist factions within his family. The Wahhabist factions that were helping the CIA post 9/11, even during 9/11. The Wahhabist factions that funded the madrasas all over the international community, who helped create the Taliban, who helped fund the Taliban. This is who Mohammed bin Salman was purging. And why was he purging this Wahhabist, jihadist element from his family? Because he wants to change Saudi Arabia to a more secularist version of what it was. And because you've got Mohammed bin Salman wanting to turn Saudi Arabia into a more secularist country, you've got factions from the old Wahhabist kingdom that still have loyalty to the old Wahhabist kingdoms, like Jamal Khashoggi, trying to do whatever is in his power to bring down the Mohammed bin Salman kingdom. And that, my friends, is why, that right there is why Jamal Khashoggi is hired by the Washington Post. Who owns the Washington Post? I tell you once again, Jeff Bezos, the guy who is the creator of Amazon. And lest we forget, his cloud services are the ones that service the CIA. You understand? All the CIA files, everything that needs to be accessed on a classified level, they are being housed on Amazon cloud servers. So you know what that means? If you're doing business with the CIA, you are the CIA. And it's like a meme on the internet that Jeff Bezos is a CIA operative. It's a joke on the internet. It's a meme. And if Jeff Bezos is loyal to anybody, he's going to be loyal to the CIA that gave him the deal, which was the pro-Wahhabist faction, the John Brennan faction. And that's why he hired Khashoggi, and that's why Khashoggi was using the Washington Post to write articles against the Mohammed bin Salman kingdom in Saudi Arabia, attempting to galvanize jihadists in the Middle East to overthrow the Saudi kingdom. Because he doesn't believe in secularism. He doesn't believe in any of this secularist stuff. So anyway, folks, look, I'm going to be honest with you, folks. I'm going to go ahead and end this broadcast here. And the reason I am on the second hour is because, first and foremost, I don't have anything else. First off. Secondly, it's a Friday. Third, I want to go get some beer. Fourth, I want to kick it in the True Capitalist Radio chat room. So with that being said, folks, I'm going to end it here as we approach this third hour. And I want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in with me on this Baller Friday, okay? Now, once again, we're heading close to this 2018 midterm, and I hope that you get yourself and everybody you know to go out there and vote Republican. We cannot afford a blue wave. I'm telling you this right now. And in my personal view, as I've stated, I'm not too sure about the future of this show if there happens to be a blue wave in this 2018 midterm. But either way, we shall see what's going on. I mean, I'm going to continue to fight through it, folks. I'm going to continue to try doing shows. But by God, I mean, I got a family. I've got brick mortar businesses. I've got things that I've got to take care of. And this show, unfortunately, is starting to turn into a very expensive, well, not expensive, but a money-draining hobby. Let's put it that way. And unfortunately, I mean, I know that there are some serious folk out there that listen to this broadcast and understand the seriousness of this broadcast, but for the most part, because the population of the internet is mostly a bunch of millennial losers that are getting their thumbs bruised on games or waxing their carrot to sexualized cartoons, this is what comprises most of the population that seeks content on the internet. And as a result, it's very hard to communicate with folks that really don't take a serious subject as politics, as economics, serious. So as a result, folks, I'm going to go ahead and enjoy my Friday at this point in time. I'm going to go get some beer. I'm going to go kick back. I'm going to be chilling. And once I get the beer, I'm going to be headed into the True Capitalist Radio chat room. And like I said, it was kind of a slow news day. Everybody's all up on the midterms. And I don't blame them. I mean, this is an important midterm election. And once again, I encourage each and every one of you to vote. And try to encourage everybody within your sphere of consciousness to vote. And vote Republican. Anyway, I will be back Monday, 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Texas time. I'm still going to continue. We're going to keep on trucking, baby, as long as we can. 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time is when I'll be back. And I will be in the chat room tonight, and I'll also be in the chat room tomorrow. I owe these guys a movie night. Unfortunately, last Saturday is when they took down Gab, which was a horrible, horrible feeling because, once again, that emphasizes that you can't even build your own social media site without the Silicon Valley oligarchs taking you down. Unbelievable. We no longer live in a free internet anymore. And I hope that you all understand that, and I hope that you can appreciate that and realize that the only thing making these big Silicon Valley oligarchs powerful is the fact that you have accounts on them. And you're giving them free content for the exchange of them data mining who you are. Anyway, folks, thank you all for tuning in with me. Let me give a shout out to everybody who's in the True Capitalist Radio chat room before I get out of here. What's going on to Prince, Metaform, Hoodie, Hawklate, Hambone, Distillin, Trump and Capitalist, Stagio, Spectre, Spanzer, Pepe the Frog, Nationalist Master Race, Nat in the House, Hollowed Holden, Capitalist America, Brodog, Nason, Hawklate Milk. We got, I think that's about it. That's about it. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in with me. I will be in the chat room here in about 30 minutes or so because I'm going to go get some beer. I'm going to go chug a few and kick back with the True Capitalist Radio chat room, all right? I will be back, folks, Monday, this Monday, 6:30 p.m., Central Standard Texas, U.S. time. And I'll be a little bit, more prepared with some production notes by that time, all right? I'll be a little bit more prepared by that time, I promise, all right? Thank you guys for tuning in with me. Once again, add to your bookmarks, add to your favorites the following. Ghost.report is the official website of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And once again, if you do want to see the sustaining of the continuity of this broadcast, then click the Cryptocurrency Wish and Well tab and throw something in the Cryptocurrency Wish and Well, baby. You know what I'm saying? Throw something in there. And I want to thank everybody who's been doing it. That's why I keep doing this broadcast, even though, it's just a waste of money. But hey, it's only money. Anyway, man, cheers to you all. Thank you guys for listening. And happy Bowler Friday! Can you believe it's the holidays already, folks? Huh? It's the holidays 2018, man. How time flies. Anyway, cheers. I will see you guys in the True Capitalist Radio chat room. I'm out of here. Until then, long live the capitalist army and death to feminism! Death to socialism! And death to communism! You better be here 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. And like I said, we're trying to make this show interactive. But, and monetize it at the same time. But I don't know if that's working very well. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Cheers, baby, cheers. And I will talk to you soon. Don't forget to go to Ghost.report. There's a bunch of articles. I'm going to be continuing to put articles, etc. So go ahead and spread that link around like wildfire. And I will see you Monday, 6:30 p.m. I'm out of here. Happy Bowler Friday.